The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2020,
The age of machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
by 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
Spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029,
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
by 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
Spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
You get so sick of hearing the same sample over and over again, but you have to. Oh, it's just so crazy.
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
The age of spiritual machines. Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
It's a pretty cool sample with that song. I don't know if that was really goes with that. I mean, you can change it up. That's a really cool sample. I got that off a what's the scientist guy? Tyson Neil deGrasse. I'm saying his name wrong. I'm sorry. It's late. It's like 2 a.m. over here. But he was trying to like interview somebody about a book that they wrote. I think that was the name of the book. But I grabbed the sample offline, and I wanted to just introduce it somehow into one of my loops. And I don't know. I was just seeing if the song here would work. It seems pretty cool. But you can also mix that with something else. I mean, you can mix a ton of stuff. Let's just see how it sounds here.
The age of spiritual machines. Yeah, okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
Such a sick sample. You can put that with anything, really. It's just awesome.
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and
That's not the right vibe for that sample. I thought I was gonna put it like in between here, but yeah, was that a sample? What is that? Looks like a problem there. What is that? Oh, how can you not hear it? It's actually a sample on the map. So, yeah. Okay, we're just gonna. God, I just got the SoundForge software again, and it is not like it used to be. I'll tell you. Oh Lord, this is insane. What happened to it? Oh. No. What happened? I like moved it around, it like disappeared, and now it's like locked out. I mean, can you explain this? Look at this. All I did was move it to make frame, right? So I have to close this app. Yeah, I don't trust that. Now, did that ruin my sample? I wonder.
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By
No.
2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be.
It's a pretty sick sample, but no, this was the sound I wanted to show you guys here. Ugh. What? Is it gonna load the samples? No, of course not. The SoundForge is it's so weird. I paid for this. This was like a $30 program, but it's not like the old one that I had, and everything's like rearranged. It's just weird. Anyway.
The age of spiritual machines.
Oops, I loaded the wrong one. Here it is. Show you guys this. So if I, this is just some of it. Here we go. Here we go.
Machines and conversely,
The age of spiritual machines. Okay.
by 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
The age of spiritual machines. Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
The age of spiritual
Ah,
machines.
God, I hate when it loops. Let's try that again. God, you have to play DJ with your own samples.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
So yeah. So that could work, I guess. I mean, that could definitely do something. I don't know. That is so Adult Swim, that sample. That just reminds me of Adult Swim in between, like, the cartoons. I wrote this is so old. I wrote this at, like, a Starbucks or something in, like, 2002. And there was this girl that gave me a CD, or she let me, because she's, okay, this girl that came into the coffee shop, and she saw that I was playing with, like, this sampler. It's the Korg, the Korgiest one. And she came down to sit by me, and she let me hear this CD that she made. She played, like, the flute, or the what do you call it, clarinet, and she just was jamming out on this fucking instrument. I heard the CD, but there's this audio input, to the sampler. So I started chopping up these samples of that, and just made this really weird mashed up beat. See, this beat wasn't supposed to be played in reverse. It's supposed to be played forwards, and I'll show you. I'll show you. Let's see here. I wish I turned that hi-hat down, now that I think of it. It's like way too loud. cool when you play it backwards. It's so Adult Swim. Like you can put like a photo. It sounds like a beat tape that people are doing. You know? It sounds like one of those beat tapes that people are doing now. I mean, you can actually, you can put like a background like this. You know, I see those things online like that, you know. Or you can put a background like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Or like this even. That's me when I was like 15. 14, 15. I don't know, like I have all these ideas that don't really, I have to put Humpty Dumpty back, you know, and piece by piece, and then all of a sudden he doesn't look the same as he did, you know, before he broke. So weird. Anyway, this first part's pretty cool too. Let's see, now let's go back. Yeah, this first part's even more tripped out. So that backwards is, or forwards. No, not resample. Reverse. Oh, the dog's having bad dreams. Here. Oh, poor baby. Hey. Striker. Hey. Striker. Relax, baby. Wake up. You're having a bad dream. Actually, that almost works. That almost works. And then you could end it with that reverse sample again towards some, like, you know, you cut out, like, you let this play for just like a tiny bit, and then you play this again backwards, but you put it like right here, and you fade it out. You know, that would be a cool, like, little clip of audio. Something like a beat tape would want or something, you know, that lo-fi beat tapes that people are doing right now. I almost just like this the way it is. I'm gonna save this as its own thing. Can you? This program. I'm so afraid to move anything in this fucking program. Oof. Okay, and let's just save this as. This is how you start to produce loops by the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. It's like you just keep, you get lost in it, you know, it's just insane. Let's just save that. That's fine. That's fine. And we'll just close this. Won't fuck around with it. And we'll undo what this was. Oh, see, here's where it gets fucked up. How do you just... Oh. Oh. Can I get the best of both, please? You can tell I'm not used to the software yet. Well, we'll just do this. This is fine. So we can undo that reverse. Now, I didn't screw with any of this stuff, so I'm just going to leave that there. But, you know, I'm just trying to find, like, something to spice up. I created this silence here so I can put something there. Like, sometimes I just save my WAV files with gaps. It's not like the final song or anything, but I like to keep it where that tells me that if I find this, that something was meant to go in there, like shoehorn something in there. Don't force it, though. If something doesn't sound right, then don't. But this is pretty cool, though. Like, the spiritual sample with that was pretty sick. Now let's hear the spiritual sample with...
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all...
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the
that effect just really pushed that sample out. You know, let's just turn this down a little bit, and let's get this sample going here.
intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans.
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines.
So, there's that one that we just did. This would sound cool with it, huh?
The age of spiritual machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 2029, computers would have all of the intellectual and emotional capabilities of humans, and so they would be spiritual machines. And conversely, we are spiritual machines.
The age of spiritual machines.
By 2029,
I don't know. That really doesn't go with that too much, but anyway, you get the idea. You can shoehorn it. Like, I'll show you like the perfect samples. Now, I'll show you the song here. I bought an SP404A, which for some reason in the lo-fi beat community, people use the 404SX or the FX or whatever it's called. It's the same thing as the A, but the A is the more current one. The A was made like 2 years ago or something, or last year or something. It's the same exact thing, except it looks like they're the Roland or hold on, I have to say this correctly. Roland Aria line. This is like yeah, so everything is like green and black, right? So the SP202 or the SP404 SX. Okay, this is what people use, you know, for those beat tapes and stuff. This is the more popular one because of a vinyl sim effect. And it's right here. Oh. It's one of these effects here. Anyway. It's pretty cool. But so the A is the same thing, except they just added a SD card full of samples, but the samples are kind of like, nah, who the fuck needs samples when you can... I mean, if you're just starting out, sure. But this is the one that I got here. It's the same thing. I don't like how it doesn't put the entire pad to like, see how there's a black square inside the pad when it's lit? I don't like that. So like, look at the other one now. The whole sample, or the whole pad is turned orange. That's what I like. Anyway, people love this one. Anyway, I bought the other one, right? And I made this song with it. I like, you know, it's just sampled and sampled and sample stuff. And I finally created this little loop here. It's like a lo-fi beat tape loop, just like I was saying. But the samples I used were perfect. Let me see if I can find this one. This is definitely... What? Oh.
I thought you were on special assignment.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-road paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
But that like warped sample, that's what the SP is for. It makes it warp. It makes it sound like a VHS or like a turntable.
Hey, Slim.
What?
Ever think of working with a partner?
I thought you only worked alone.
There's a first for everything.
I'll think about it.
I'm much better company than a dog, you know.
Anyway, so those are like the machine sounds kits, you know, that sampler thing, whatever. And then I used Blade Runner the game, the PC game. That's like one of the first things, like the first like the FMVs of that, you know. He's talking to like his friend outside, the main guy. So I kind of, you know, used that, and then I warped it all. So I made the beats really, and like the thing is, you don't want to make the beats sound too real, or like not real, like digital. You want them to sound kind of like they came from a tape, you know, like a cassette tape. And yeah, it's a hard craft to get it to sound that way, because in this day and age, everything is very clean. And if you want to make something sound like that, you also don't want to try too hard, you know, to make it sound like that. So there's that real, I don't know, but the sampler will produce noise too, which is cool. It just produces this noise and this like fuzz. Anyway, it's a really cool. You should all buy one. They're really fun if you're getting into that sort of thing. That's the best thing. It's harder to make beats on there because it only uses the SD card, but it forces you to make good stuff with less. See, on here, I'm on this program, I'm on that program, I have all these unlimited options, but when you limit yourself, you seem to find your best work come out. It's kind of how I feel like a lot of these old loops that I'm going through, the old ones are just gold, you know, because I didn't have a lot back then. I just had that sampler, you know, and like this is just so old right here. Where is it? Yeah. This is off that Korg, the ES1. I think I was like 21 at the time. 2001. I didn't have like software to make that, you know. It's so weird. Anyway, man, there's so much to do on here. I don't like this new Soundforge. I gotta get the other one. This one's like the most cheapest, bare bones, Dollar Tree ass fucking Soundforge I've ever seen. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna cut this short. I don't think I'm like running out of space on my solid state here. It's good seeing you guys. Just want to show you some audio stuff. Have a good night.
Beats by RadiumZ.